Next night, the RNLI has issued a warning after 7 children were rescued from rocks at a beach in South Devon. Lifeguard Harry Durant had been called a hero after he single-handedly got the youngsters to safety at Shalabra Beach. Well, now the RNLI are reminding people to go to supervised beaches over the bank holiday weekend and to check tide times. Sam Blackledge sent this report.
It was just over the water in Shalabra on Saturday afternoon when 7 youngsters who were playing in the rock pools there found themselves cut off by the incoming tide. The children, the youngest of whom was just 4 years old, were about 30 metres or so from the shoreline when they were surrounded by water. Thankfully, due to the very fast actions of local RNLI teams, they were rescued and brought back to safety. And we can speak now to Harry, who was one of those involved in the rescue. Harry, you were on duty on Saturday afternoon. Just talk us through when you first realised that these guys were in trouble.
So a member of the public came over and said, there's a group of kids on the rocks, and so I paddled out, and I was met by 7 kids and quite a young girl who looked quite traumatised. So at that point, I knew they needed to come in, and also the tide was coming in quite fast, so it needed to be done quite quickly as well.
Yeah, you spoke about how they seemed a bit traumatised. How were they when they got back, and were they physically hurt or were they okay?
All of them were fine, no injuries or anything, and then as soon as they were on the land, everyone would kind of calm down a bit. But most of the oldest of 13, she was kind of managed to control the situation. I know all siblings, so they kind of managed to keep quite calm. But once they were on the land, they were all fine.
And so you paddled out to get them. Did it take you several trips going back and forth? And how challenging was it for a volunteer like yourself?
The paddle out wasn't too hard. It was quite a sunny day. But hardest thing was trying to balance the board. Had 2 of them on at once. So I did first trip with the 4-year-old and the 13-year-old, just because she needed a bit of comforting. And then went back out and did another trip. With another 2, and then we were out again, another 2, and then brought the last one in the end.
And as you say, the tide came in so quickly. If it wasn't for your sort of actions, could this have been more serious, do you think, and could they have been in real trouble?
Yeah, for sure. If it was left any longer, these rocks do flood. So definitely it would have been like a lifeboat launch would have been sent to them. It could have definitely got worse.
And just tell us about what steps people should take to stop themselves getting into that situation.
It quite easily could have been avoided if they just knew when the tide changed. Basically, if you do put yourself at a risk of being cut off, just make sure you kind of start heading back before or at the time of low water, so it gives you enough time to kind of get out of the danger zone before the tide floods in. OK, Harry, thanks again for talking to us, and well done on the rescue. Yeah, thank you.
So a very clear message there that if you are coming to the beach this weekend to make the most of the Jubilee celebrations, make sure you take care and look out for guys like Harry. They could save your life. Sam Blackledge, ITV News in South Devon.